our children, etc. So thank you for inviting. In first part, actually, we spoke about integration, tradition in the context of new technologies and modern social economic relations. Within our research project, which is dedicated to social atomization in the new geopolitical space, we consider social atomization as a reason of ideological vacuum, which became the catalyst of radical movements, and social degradation, which led to massive migration, poverty, creation of enclaves, and the concept of mosaic multipolarity, which was developed by Yustafiev in the beginning of 1990s, showed that multipolarity is at the moment the fact which must not be denied. But this polarity is dynamic and it's fluid, and the complex multipolarity is not existing yet. We cannot say it exists because it's very lengthy process. We can say that multipolarity is the fact, but social and cultural multipolarity is yet in the process of development, and we cannot say about common models of social development. Of course, there are risks for the modern world, and these risks are shown in slowing down of catching up of social modernization and incompleteness of social modernization in general in the number of countries which are in the zone of clash of civilizations. Instability of social institutions as a factor of clash of civilizations caused by not controlled urbanization like in Syria or in Egypt. It leads to vulnerability in political, social and informational manipulation. We understand that economic modernization is not possible without social. So economic modernization without social modernization is the main problem of modern Middle East. As a result, we have enclaves, socially disrupted from the social cultural tissue of the region, actually opposed, and we can talk about Tahrir revolution in Egypt. It is happening because of the opposing of social institutions of a different level, inability to develop model of cross-cultural model, which it must not be instead of traditional institutions. It must not replace traditional institutions. It must add to them and develop them. We cannot underestimate the role of integrated processes in social, political, economic areas. And obviously, in the process of cross-cultural communications, we have problems which are related to not matching of picture of the world, prejudices, specifics of behavior, cultural values, and practical cross-cultural phenomena is a type of tolerance, and we can consider tolerance as a political game, as an ideology, and practical cross-cultural interaction as social construction, but not institutional ones, because they grow naturally based on social experience of people, experience of nations, in constructing links. And we can say that intercultural communication is primarily links, social links. And in this sense, cross-cultural phenomena is flexible, adaptive, and non-destructive. So this can lead to creating new social balance in pre-industrial and early industrial societies. We understand that practical cross-cultural phenomena is different from theoretical schemes because practice doesn't exist in vacuum. Cross-cultural interaction is happening in time and space, and this space is economic space, which defines establishing of social institutions. And let me repeat again, the social modernization without economic modernization is a phantom, turned out to be a phantom, and it's proven by experience of network globality based on trans-global space. Probably one of such vivid theoretical schools, we can remember the theory of cross-cultural intelligence of Hirsch. We understand that any interaction, no matter how we consider interaction between the countries, ethnicities and countries, nations, these are interactions between the individuals. And cultural legitimacy is the proper competence for all individuals in modern society. We must have knowledge about different cultural symbols that establish our cultural minimum. We must have at least minimal awareness about cultures, and this would be important for successful communications. So the proper condition for effective cross-cultural communication is a proper level of cultural legitimacy, and awareness, which envisages understanding of values, social identity, which is specific for other cultures, and cultural legitimacy is a very important component of cross-cultural competence, which requires constant development of cultural information. And of course, we understand that the main criteria in practical cross-cultural phenomena is the process, constant cross-cultural education and coaching in cross-cultural relations. These are the values which is the basis of all the cultures. Historic values, support of social institutions, ideological support must be always dialogue, not a monologue, and political acknowledgement of cross-culture as a political development model. And at the moment in the world there are some expert centers which develop practical cross-cultural phenomena like sitar, and a vivid example of that is cross-cultural didactics, because as I represent the area of education, I can say that we work in another context. We work in more better cultural field. And for us, teachers and students, cross-cultural communication, cultural competence, intercultural competence must be the basic competence in our list. And establishing cultural intellect is primarily an ability to understand. The little-known context. I liked example the story about the prayer. That's exactly about understanding the context, which is the main thing in the genesis of cross-cultural competence, which develops intellect, self-analysis, social analysis, managing individual relations, reflection of actual experience, and constant development of knowledge database about our other cultures. So developed cross-cultural intellect is a basic component of the personality which allows individual to live in conditions of cross-cultural entropy. Thank you.